Hey guys, Jay Lagan, The Disruptor, doing a late night video here. I was doing some post-market analysis, got really excited about a couple things I was seeing that was lining up with some self-automated EV trades. Let's jump into the ETF and I'll show you how I got into it and where I think we might be looking. Cheers. All right, so here we are. We've got the ETF IDRV, right? This ETF, it's got Rivian, Tesla, those kind of plays. Microvast, which is something I've played in the past and I really enjoyed it. So this had my interest right away. I've actually caught it before in the last week or so. You can see that it's kind of been bouncing around that level, trying to figure out what it's doing. Maybe we're just on time, so we want to look into this a little deeper. I got really excited. The RSI is in my bullish range. It's breaking above previous highs. I mean, what's not to like, right? So when I was looking at it, I realized, hey, these things, if they start moving, they're going to move great. And I wanted to look at the individual holdings. And so what I did is I pulled up Rivian, right? Rivian just made this amazing move. Everyone knows about it. And guess what? It's the biggest holding in the ETF. So that made a lot of sense. And so I looked at this chart and I said, okay, wait a minute. If there are other charts like this that are maybe catching up to this kind of a move, that's where I want to be. And so I started looking at the different holdings in it. But as I looked into those post-market trades, Nio pops up. Now, Nio's not a holding in IDRV, but this is looking really nice. I don't have that higher low that I like. That has me a little nervous. But I've broken the downtrend if my downtrend measurement's correct. But it's really, if I can break above that higher high, that previous high, right, that would be ideal. And it looks like that could really happen here. That got me excited. And I started wondering, okay, something's going on in this space. It's not just this EV ETF. What's up? And so I pulled this up and I found this tweet from General Motors. Basically what they did is they set up this major charging station infrastructure. They're apparently partnering with like 7 major automobile makers, Mercedes-Benz and others. This got really interesting, and it seems like the ones that are benefiting the most are the little guys, like Rivian. But if you notice, Tesla, which is the second largest holding in the IDRV ETF, it had a red day, right? Because it's got its own charging station setup, so it wasn't there to benefit on the news. Now, here's the deal with trading news: news is interesting, but it doesn't have anything to do with the way price moves, because sometimes we buy the news, like you get good news and the price goes up. Sometimes you sell the news, that means you get good news and the price goes down, just like it did in Tesla, right? This should be good for all EVs, but not exactly. Tesla has its own charging network. So Tesla went down, Rivian went up in a big way. Let's look to see what else might be out here that we might be interested in. So here's Microvast. Okay, this is like the penny trader mindset of mine that I just love. When this thing rips, it does great. I traded this in January, February 2022. It was a counter trend move. God, I banked great. If this thing pops the way I think it's going to, that would be the trade that I want to be in. Of all these things I'm looking at, this is the move that I think this or Nio, they could have the biggest move unless you're already in Rivian or really excited. The ETF looks great. That's definitely where to play it. But whatever you do, I think this is something I want to have a little piece in. I really like how tech didn't do very well today, and this did. That kind of thing, like the same way Google did well when Microsoft didn't. Finding those things that can move well in tough environments for tech, that's where I want to be. Hey, I hope this was helpful. Again, this is that ETF that we were just looking at, IDRV, if you want to go that route. Otherwise, maybe looking at Rivian if you want to catch the momentum. Nio, if you're looking for a new trade, this is going to be a China trade, right? Or Microvast, which is that's your Tesla, and then you got Microvast, which is a U.S. Automobile company in Houston. Hey, cheers, y'all. Hope it was helpful.